And we talked a little bit, Ephraim, about Jerry Jones, who the Dallas Cowboys owner always seems to roll over, talks a big game, but ultimately he pays. He always pays everybody, and they're always the highest paid after all this stuff. He procrastinated with Dak Prescott for a long time. Then they had to give him $60 million one of the years with the signing bonus, and you're like, dude, he probably could have had him for 28 if he signed him 2 years ago. Like, what are you doing? And now you got wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, and he's looking for a new deal. And Patrick, was a report out there that there's a new deal. Can you give us some of the detail?
Yeah, sure. So obviously we know about Jerry saying, I'm in no rush to, sign CeeDee Lamb.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I'm in no rush.
I'm in no rush. Jared Jones. But so he was in no rush. Obviously, that was about a week and a half ago. It seems as of apparently yesterday, it seems he may be backing off of that a little bit because him and CeeDee Lamb's representation have seemed to be kind of talking a bit more, trying to get an extension a little bit more imminently now. Now, while nothing is imminent, apparently, as they're gearing up for their second preseason game, they've been talking with CeeDee Lamb's people about a new contract, at least a new offer submitted, and it is looking like it is slightly under $33 million per season annually. And just to kind of give you like a consensus of where that would kind of rank in far of like wide receivers right now, the top guy right now annually with a new deal is Justin Jefferson at 35. Number 2,
30. So that's 35 mil.
That's
okay.
35.
And this is a quarterback and wide receiver league now. That's all. That's the people getting paid.
AJ Brown's number 2 at 32 mil. So they're looking at, and they're saying just about under 33, supposedly for this reported offer that was just given to CD, whether they take it or not. So it would squarely put him right around at number 2, or just barely ahead of AJ Brown or below. Probably ahead though.
I wouldn't think that Jerry would sign him. He's probably still got cassette tapes, not CDs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Boom, boom.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
He's got cassettes.
Oh my God, Patrick! Do not
don't encourage him.
Do not encourage him.
I'm sorry.
We'll be getting that for the rest of the evening, and we can't take that.
But where are you on CeeDee Lamb? How great is he? And where should he be on the pay scale? Is that the right slot right there, right underneath Jefferson, right?
Like, CeeDee Lamb is their best offensive player in terms of playmaker. All right? So when you fall into that category, then you can start to demand certain things. Me personally, if we're talking about 33 and Justin Jefferson is at, what was that, 36, you
35.
said? 35.
What was the top, Patrick?
What was it? Justin Jefferson, what was it?
Jefferson was at number 30. It was 35 mil.
35, right.
So that's 2 less annually a year. The only way that they make it make sense is that they give him more guaranteed money. That's the only way.
More than the average, right?
More than whatever Justin Jefferson got on his deal, whatever his guaranteed money, because that's what we're only talking about, really. When we're talking football numbers, we're talking what the guaranteed
I'm
number
with you.
is.
Whenever they report that, I just say, I don't even know why agents even buy into that. What is the guaranteed loot? Because I've known plenty of football players, Ephraim, who never got the back end of their deal.
Of course.
Plenty.
That goes with the territory. I mean, that's not even – you're not even saying anything shocking or out of place.
But it's
because
messed up,
that's how the system is set up.
Right. It's wrong.
So the onus is really on how much guaranteed money are you making in these contracts, and for a player to take a lower annual salary than his contemporaries that he feels he may be on the same level, that's the only way they get this done. So say guaranteed money on Justin Jefferson's deal was, what was it, a 5 years, $35 million, right? Like, so say the guaranteed money was, $85 million. Then
make it 90 or
CD's
95.
going to want to come in at $90 million guaranteed. That's the way you make it make sense, because now you do get the money that you possibly would get on the back end, but nobody plays out their contract.
So what do you do here? Do you just, instead of waiting, I know they wait because they're getting guys cheap for years,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually they got to come around and pay, right? Even though the guys are, or do you just pay sooner for less money? Do you know what I mean? Like that's what they do in baseball. What they do now, Ephraim, is players will have 4 or 5 years before they're arbitration eligible, right?
Yeah.
And they'll go to them and say, here's $35 million now as a, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Or whatever the
Uh-huh.
number is. And a lot of those players, guess what they do? They take it.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
They take
You don't
it.
have any money.
Right.
And baseball is weird, man, because they make you wait a long time to
But
get
you
the
get
bag.
paid.
But when you get the bag,
Yep.
that means you got to be good for a long time.
But you get
Before
paid
you
for
get
those.
the bag.
Right. But you get paid for that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get that, but football, basketball, but in basketball, you come out with 3 good years, you about to get the rookie max extension, and then
I think basketball is different too because there's so few players.
it's so
you know what I
it's
mean?
12 guys on the
right.
team.
It's 12.
I mean, it's it.
It's just so those
12
guys
guys.
are going to get taken care of.
Yeah.
Because even on a team of 12, 6, 7 matter. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's really the numbers even smaller.
Yeah, 10 through 12 really don't matter, right?
Really.
If you got a 9-man rotation in the league, you may have 1 man too many.
Might be 8. That's right. 8-man
You're
rotation.
8-man rotation. Keep
and then
it
these
tight.
other guys are just there for practice and whatnot.
Somebody
and they
get
really
hurt,
don't-
someone
right?
come in. Yeah, that type of situation.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why basketball players they got to get it because there's not as many.
Yeah,
Baseball, you got to have pitching, you got to have catchers, you got to have all kinds of football. You got to have a million people.
You gotta. It's a lot of people. I always said the backs of teams are built on the backs of late round draft picks or undrafted free agents. That's how you get. That's where the value is in it. If
But
you
the
can
union
draft
has
well.
not worked. For
No,
them.
no.
Like they should have way more because their careers are so short and they use these guys and then move on, and it's unfair. It really is.
They implemented something later in my career called the player performance bonus, where people who are on minimum salaries, the more you played, you got a bump in pay. So, case in point, my rookie year, 1998, I made $167,000 before taxes.
Wow.
I started all 19 games.
Wow. That's nothing.
I started
right.
all 19 games, including the Super Bowl. So if the player performance bonus
was in play.
I would have made probably $500,000.
It's a big difference. Wow.
In salary because I played every single game. I
Right.
started every game. And then it was 19 because we went all the way through the playoffs and all the way to the Super Bowl. So I almost made, for the divisional round, the conference championship,
made more money
than my regular season. That's how crazy that is. So they're starting to implement stuff and put things in place.
What year was that?
The 98. That was the 98, man.
You know what's crazy was with the merchandise. I don't know how they do it in the NFL. Did you guys get?
We get a piece of it.
Do you get a lump?
No, we don't get a large, but we get a piece of it.
Okay. In baseball, when I was covering the Reds, you ready for this?
Yeah.
In 1991, if you made the opening day roster,
Yeah.
no matter what player you were, right? 25th man, star players, whatever, everybody got the same exact amount, which was $80,000.
Really?
Yes. Think about that in 1990. That's a ton of, and if you were a 25th man, you know what I mean? You got $80,000 just for
Sign
making
me up.
on merchandising alone.
Goodness gracious.
You guys didn't get it. They probably gave you all a couple of T-shirts.
Some shekels, man.
Right?
Some little baby shekels.
It's unbelievable. It really is.
But look.
All right, CeeDee Lamb, though, I don't know. Where does he fit in? I guess my question
He is one of the top receivers in the league.
Is he the best?
He's not the best.
Who's the best?
For my money, I would take Justin Jefferson. It's just unbelievable, right? He's that level of player. To where some of the things he does is crazy. Like if they end up playing with Sam Darnold the whole year, I can still see him putting up tremendous numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good he is.
But
we saw what happened to Devontae Adams when he went to Oakland.
Right. You mean went to the Raiders?
Vegas Raiders. Tremendous drop off, right, in terms of production. I see even with Kirk Cousins gone and J.J. McCarthy hurt and Sam Darnold there as a Band-Aid, a bridge, I still see him putting up big numbers. Now, would CD be CD without Dak? Right? I also
1,700 yards and 12 touchdowns in 17 games. It's pretty impressive numbers.
Yeah. So I see him as that guy. Like, he's definitely a game changer when he steps on the field. And then you have Chase out in Cincinnati. He can get healthy. He's dynamic. Came into the league dynamic. Set the world on fire.
I think Jerry's going to wind up making CeeDee Lamb
the highest paid. Of course.
That's Jerry. Watch.
And then guess what he's going to have to do on the heels of that?
Then make Dak.
Dak the highest paid
but
quarterback.
I do believe that. Like I heard the number 33. It's underneath Jefferson, but I think Jerry will wind up because that's what he always did. He did it with Ezekiel Elliott. Remember that?
I wouldn't care if I'm the player. I want more guaranteed money. I'm telling you, that's the only thing we're talking about. You can 32, 33.
I agree. I'm with you. I'm with you.
You put that guaranteed money up there where now I'm getting the most guaranteed money outside of a quarterback, then yeah, we're in.
It's got to be guaranteed cheddar. I'm with you.
It's got to be. That's it.